On tap, Schlafly Pale Ale. Hi, I'm James Knott. This is the first episode of your Better Beer Authority. Today, we are reviewing Schlafly Pale Ale, which is made out of the St. Louis Brewery out of St. Louis, Missouri. The brewery describes it as an amber-colored, medium-bodied British-style ale with a smooth, mildly hoppy character. It is 4.4% ABV, 155 calories per 12-ounce bottle, and has a rating of 27 on the IBU International Bitterness Unit scale. Many reviewers online describe it as a session beer. A session beer is described by BeerAdvocate.com as any beer that contains no higher than 5% alcohol by volume, a beer with high drinkability that allows the drinker to have multiple beers within a reasonable time period or session without reaching inappropriate levels of intoxication. Scott, what do you think of the flavor of this beer?
I would have to say it has a very mild, hoppy taste. Unusual for a pale ale. I wouldn't even call it a pale ale. It has more of a woody, nutty taste to it as well. Not very much of an aftertaste. It kind of builds on you after you drink it a little bit, but overall, a decent flavor.
So Joby, reviewers online describe this as a session beer. Is this a session beer for you?
Normally I wouldn't drink pale ales, but after drinking Schlafly, I could see myself using this as a session beer, yes.
Adam, how do you think this compares for you to other pale ales?
I think given the choice between this pale ale and other pale ales, I would rather go with this pale ale because of that lack of hoppiness in the beer. Definitely this is going to be one of my top beers as far as from a pale ale standpoint goes.
And Scott, so what is your overall impression, good, the bad, the rating?
It's a good beer. I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to find it and buy it. However, if given the choice between this and another subpar standard domestic beer, I would probably choose Schlafly. It has a good overall taste, and again, the flavor builds on you, and it kind of gets tangier as you drink it more. So I would say that the only overall negative is that it kind of has a, I guess it tends to bubble up a little bit in the beginning, and then you kind of lose the carbonation throughout the drink. And as it gets a little bit warmer, the flavor kind of builds a little bit on you, so you might be surprised by it. My overall rating, I would say, is probably a 6 on this.
Okay, and Joby, impressions, rating?
After drinking a couple drinks of it, it grew on me, like Scott had said. I wouldn't mind drinking this again. I could see myself ordering it at a bar if I was ever in St. Louis. I wouldn't mind finding this on the menu. Overall, I'd have to give it a 6 out of 10 rating.
And Adam?
I would give it a 7. Again, I agree with everything. It really grows on you. At first, I started out, it was kind of, a 6. There was you could notice the hoppiness, but once you got past that hoppiness flavor, I could pick up some fruit notes into it, and it was really kind of sweet with a caramel finish to it, and yeah, 7 out of 10.
That gives us a BBA rating of 6.3. Of course, these are just our opinions. We encourage you to try the beer and let us know what you think. We'd like to thank Libby Glass for providing the glassware for the Better Beer Authority. You can find the perfect glassware for your bar at libby.com/store. We'd also like to thank Rick Borgia for composing the Better Beer Authority theme song. And drink responsibly. I'm James Knott. This is your Better Beer Authority.
Better Beer Authority, Better Beer Authority, Better Beer Authority.